Hello, we're Leyya.
And you're watching Toasted.
Leyya, welcome to Reykjavik.
Yeah, welcome and thanks.
Welcome.
to our space.
Hey, have you guys ever played in Reykjavik before, or is this the first time?
It's our very first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really beautiful here.
Yeah.
I mean, the nature is like overwhelming. Yeah.
Did you get a chance actually to look around? Because normally, if you're in a band and you tour, I mean, I saw your schedule. Sometimes it is very crazy. Like I saw this picture on Facebook where you had like 3 hours sleep and you did 3 or 4 gigs. And that's crazy.
Yeah, sometimes we just have very few hours of sleep, but we came here on Sunday actually, and we took a few trips to the glaciers. Yeah.
So we had 3 days with the car, and we just drove around and saw a lot, and it was really beautiful.
Did you also go to the Blue Lagoon actually?
No, but we went to the hot. How's it called?
Hot pots.
Hot
The
spring.
alternative Blue Lagoon, I guess. So because
It was like a 1 hour hike up there,
Yeah.
and then there were just like a few hot spots, and we
Yeah.
just went in there.
actually it was a river, a hot river,
Yeah,
and yeah,
You swam in there as well?
yeah, we.
it was quite. Yeah.
Yeah, sitting in the water like a baby. It looked more like sitting in the water, yeah. But it felt really good.
Yep. It
was
was
really
really
warm.
cold when taking off the clothes, but it was really nice inside the water.
Hey, your first album is out, Spanish Disco. First you released an EP, right? Am I correct? And then the album. It must be tough, right? To make your first album, or did you have enough time to write all the songs that you wanted?
We had enough time. Like we planned it. When we released the EP, we knew that we were going to write on the album, and we had a lot of time to do that, and we had a lot of time to rethink everything, and so it wasn't that hard. I think it's harder to write the second album because you have like the pressure to make it like different, but somehow the same, but just not the same, and it's more difficult.
For us, of course, the album is new. I mean, this is the first time that people listen to it. You guys have been writing on it, you have been playing it, you have recording it. Now it's out, you're touring it, so probably for you guys the music is a bit older than for us. So I'm always questioning, like, as a band, are you working on new material already? Because you are already mentioning like what the second album is going to be about.
Yes, we are. We want to finish it like quite soon. We want to finish it this year, and we hopefully want to release it next year. And it's hard to write new songs when you're on tour because you're like really stressed out and you have so much to do and no sleep, and you But we do have a few weeks off now in November and in December, and we hope we finish the album, the second one, and the pressure is real.
Yeah, we try to write on new material. Every time we have time for it, but it's really tough because if you're traveling that much as we do, we don't have often time to relax, and then it's she dropped the camera again. Oh shit.
One of the cameras is dead. Well, luckily they're action cams, so they can take a beating.
50 cameras left. Yeah,
Anyway, so you're working on the new material.
But yeah, it's tough. Yeah, but we try our best.
Yeah, so it was really welcoming that we had 3 days off in Reykjavik and in Iceland. So
You wrote songs here as well.
No, we didn't, but we like relaxed and we just refreshed everything, and we just
Reloaded our batteries.
What I like about Reykjavik, and I mean, we only been here for 1 day, but what I loved is that the people here are really into music. If you walk around the city, there's music everywhere. There's bands playing everywhere. Of course, you have that in different cities as well. Groningen in Holland, where the Eurosonic Festival is kind of the same, but I have the feeling that here it goes even deeper. Do you agree on
it's-
that?
I think so too.
I think the music is really high quality everywhere because we were kind of leaving the airport and there was like a restaurant, and we are used to listening to shitty music in Austria in restaurants because it's like nobody cares which music is playing in the background, but we kind of were like, okay, this is really cool music actually in the restaurant, and music I would listen to. Tell me which artist you're playing right now.
They really do care about the artists playing at Iceland Airwaves. I think they like really enjoy that, and they like we're not that big, and they really gave us a beautiful venue and a big venue and a good time, and I think they really care and they really want to show people new music.
Yeah, nice environment to present our music, because sometimes if you're playing like showcase festivals, you're playing really bad sounding venues and people come and see your concert, and it's not the best way to present your music, and that's not the point, I think, depending on showcase festivals. Yeah, and that's really cool here, because they hear the music we make in the best possible way, and that's...
There is actually, I think, also, and again, I'm not from Austria, so correct me if I'm wrong, there is a kind of atmosphere in the music here that I can also find in some music from Austria. I mean, one of my favorite records of all time are the K&D sessions from Kruder and Dorfmeister. Really atmospheric stuff. I could listen to it here as well. Yeah. And the same goes for you, your music. I think it fits really well with the country.
Yeah, it's like the melancholic, dark sounding music. It fits the vibe of Iceland.
Yeah, it's true, it's true. We do have a lot of good music in Austria, but just in restaurants like Marco said, or in like public spaces and areas, they do not play it. That's really sad.
And what I like about you guys is that there's a lot of music that you can find on Spotify, you can find it on the SoundCloud as well. I think this is the way to go for musicians, but I always find a lot of, especially I call them guitar garrying bands, who find it tough to share their music online. For you guys, it was probably an obvious choice, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was the first choice, because it's like the first and the easiest way to present your music when you don't have like people you know and people you have to know. So we just put it on the internet and see how people react. And I think we produce everything on our own. We don't have like a producer or someone. We do. Marco does the producing, and so we always can change the way it sounds, and we can like rearrange it so that it sounds good on like computer speakers, and so.
Yeah, and back to the internet. I think if you're like making a new music project, it's a cool way to find out if somebody or even more people are interested in your music, or you put a song on the internet and nobody knows you, but at some point it gets a lot of listens, and so it's nice to get that feedback like really actively.
1.8 million listens. Yeah. To Superego, which is fantastic.
It's incredible. I've never even dreamed about that. That's really...
Can you imagine going out to 1.8 million people? That's like 6 times the people that live on this island.
Yeah, it's really... I don't get it at all, because 1.8 million even. Yeah, it's really... Yeah, but the thing with the numbers on the internet, it's really... You can be blinded by the numbers, because even 1.8 million people listen to our song. It's not that we are like superstars or something like that. We appreciate that, and we really are happy that people are listening to our music, but there's a lot of stuff to be done in the future.
Also, I think maybe you are superstars, but I think the whole definition of superstardom has changed, because we grew up with the fact that the superstar was on television, and if you made it on television, you were a superstar. Yeah. But the new superstars are the people who write songs that get 1.8 million listens, in my opinion.
Yeah, it maybe is. It maybe is, and it always, every time I think about that number, I'm like, what the?
You did something right there.
we always had the goal to reach 20,000 plays on YouTube, and we were like, wow. One day we have 20,000 plays, and I think one song had it like in 2 weeks or something. Yeah. Superego, and we were life goals.
And now what's next? Actually, what are your next goals?
Yeah, the second album, hopefully.
Yeah, we're working really intensely on it right now, but it's gonna be different, but hopefully the same quality as the first album, because sometimes artists tend to release the second album too early and don't think about it too much, because you have to put it out like as early as possible so nobody forgets you. But in my opinion, you have to think about it like even 3 months and not working on it and just listening to it and rethinking the whole thing. Am I liking the songs, or am I just releasing them to release them? And that's really important for us to, yeah.
So, is there a working title for the new album yet?
A working title? Well, we do have a few working titles,
Yeah.
but they are like really dumb.
We like dumb titles.
I asked this because I always ask people if they write new music, if they have working titles, and sometimes like they have the weirdest stuff that they work with. Like,
Yeah, we do have we had sauna.
Yeah. Do you know the word? Sauna? Yeah.
Sure.
We like the word.
And we had what do we have?
Uh,
Like there's a transporting company with that you have like big trucks, and there is Duvenbeck on it. And we saw that once, and we liked the name, and so we just named the song after it.
We even informed us if it's possible to take the title of a truck company as a song title, or
I think you can.
yeah, we actually can. So
Maybe it will stick. Hey, I heard, and maybe I'm wrong here too, that Leyya means marketing in Alaska. Is that true?
No.
maybe
was a
it's
lie.
true now because it.
Yeah, because we invented it, and everybody's
Yeah.
saying that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We actually.
I thought it was too good to be true. I was like, this is impossible.
Yeah, but like we when we created our Facebook page, there was like the information, and we thought, yeah, what do we put there? And so we just made something up, and we thought it would be really funny if people actually Googled that and looked it up, so the strategy would work. So
Yeah,
it
it's
was
the irony behind it,
the irony,
because the person who looks the word up on the internet is actually, how do we pronounce it? Leave it that way.
Exactly.
It's too complicated to explain. I don't even get it in my own head, but it's funny if you do it.
I believe it, and it's also on Wikipedia, so it's true now.
Hey, what holds in your future for you guys? I mean, not the second album. I mean, you're probably going to be touring. Of course, it's November now, so we'll have 2 more months, and then in March, May, the festival season will begin again. You guys will play festivals in Europe?
If we do in the future, we are going to. I hope so, but I don't know if there are now already booked. Maybe there are, but I don't. They haven't told us. Yeah.
That's the part of our booking agency. We don't want to.
Well, I mean, that's what happens if you're relatively new. I mean, but this will definitely happen. I mean, are you guys ready to produce this sound live for a massive audience?
Oh yes, we have toured for 1.5 years now, around like every weekend, and a lot of festivals last summer, and I think that we have reached there is enough space up, but we have reached like a point where we can say we're good live, and we can really recreate our sound and like evolve our sound live, and
That's the most important thing for me, to bring the energy or the feeling of the song on the stage. And we are like 4 people on the stage, a drummer and a bassist, and I play guitar and she sings and plays synthesizers, and we worked really hard to bring the same feeling from the album up on the stage, and it was like we kind of went in the wrong directions at the beginning, because it's electronic music, but it's like played with instruments, so it took some time to find the right path on the stage.
But I think we found it, and what's really important for us is that we do not play with backing tracks, so that we really can play a song longer than it is, or we can shorten it or faster it, or.
So you do improvise live as well?
Yeah,
We do, and that's like the magic, and that's what we don't want to lose, and that's what we do want to transfer to the people.